welcome to EN105 Technical Writing. It is the spring 2024 semester. My name is John. I'll be your instructor. Just want to give you a quick introduction to the course. So you're looking at our Brightspace course here right now, and you can see at the very top we've got a course announcement. You're going to want to keep up with this thing because this is where I will update you each week and let you know what I've graded and what's coming up due in the next week. And I've got an announcement here. Welcome to your new favorite class. And yeah, I mean it. I think you're going to love this class. You're going to find that it is easy, and the way I approach it, I look at this as a philosophy of how to declutter your life, declutter your mind, and most importantly, declutter your writing. The objective here with technical writing is to convey complex information as quickly, as clearly, and as easily as possible to people who probably don't want to be consuming that information. So the shorter and clearer you can make it, the better. And so I've tried to emulate that practice throughout the course, and you'll notice that it's very, very stripped down. Everything is very, very straightforward and to the point. And you think about it, anytime you've ever dealt with a technical writing document, it was probably formatted in that way, where it was void of sort of pomp and elevated language, and it was probably very direct and tried to give you information that you absolutely needed in as few words as possible. And so that's the way the course is set up, because that's what I expect from tech writers. So you'll see here we've got a Start Here module, and that's a great place to start. I recommend you click on that and go through everything that you find in that module. We've got a course syllabus here, and the syllabus is the most important document in any class. And you're going to want to read that thing from top to bottom and make sure you understand it. I'll go over some of the highlights in this video, but you want to make sure you read that thing on your own, make sure you understand everything that's in there. I'm a tech writing teacher, not a Brightspace expert. So if you find yourself struggling with something in Brightspace, check this Brightspace help module. If you don't find your answer there, Google it. If you don't find your answer there, contact IT. And then we'll be working together for about 16 weeks. And in true tech writing fashion, I have outlined every single module here with clearly stated labels. That way there is no confusion. You know exactly what week we're in. And the semester culminates in a final group project presentation and ends on a final exam. So everything is laid out in chronological order, exactly as you can expect it to play out. Let's take a look at this syllabus. As I mentioned, it's up to you to read this document from beginning to end and make sure you understand it. I will touch on some of the highlights. For example, we never meet in person. This is an asynchronous class, but you will find that your assignments are due consistently on Thursdays by 8 a.m. The only exception to this might be at the very end when we get into the final exam schedule. Things will get a little dicey down there because the final exam schedule falls after the 16 weeks. We can worry about that at the end of the semester. I've already told you my name is John. I have no problem if you call me John, that's just fine. And I am in office 201Q if we ever need to meet. I've got my office hours down here. If these office hours don't work for you, it's not the end of the world. You just send me an email in Brightspace and we can work something out to meet some other way. The best way to email me in Brightspace is come up here, click on this little envelope, select email, and send me an email that way. I have an Outlook email address, but that thing is filled with thousands of emails from the college, so yours will probably get lost in the shuffle and never get a reply. So instead of using Outlook, email me in Brightspace. Only students can reach me in Brightspace, and if you email me in Brightspace, you will get a fast reply every time, I promise. You can read the course description on your own. We're not doing a textbook, so we don't have to worry about that. You can read the learning outcomes on your own. So here it is in writing. Except for the first and last weeks of class, your assignments are due by 8 a.m. on Thursdays without fail. It will always be consistent. You can expect something to be due every Thursday by 8 a.m. Throughout the course, I will use the word assignment to refer to any graded activity that you see here in Brightspace. You want to check your weekly modules for your due dates and times for those assignments. Something I'll get out of the way early. I don't do extra credit. Don't ask. If you ask, I'll know you didn't watch my video. I'll know you didn't read my syllabus, and I'll just send you back here to watch the video and read the syllabus. Due dates, except for the first week, because we start on a Tuesday, and the last weeks of class, because we have the weird final exam schedule. Your assignments are due by 8 a.m. on Thursdays. Check the weekly modules in Brightspace for the specific due dates and times that apply to you. It's not an independent study. I'll be working along with you and leaving feedback on the work you do in my class. All assignments have clearly stated due dates and times, but I do reserve the right to make changes as needed. Now, it's not something I do very often, but if I do, I'll put it in that course announcement I showed you a moment ago. There are some technology requirements to be successful in this class, and it's a big chunk of stuff here. I'd say go through, read this, make sure you understand this early on in the semester, and if there's something in here you don't understand, send me an email in Brightspace and I will do my best to clarify. Now, I've got a policy here on late work, and this gets pretty lengthy. You're going to want to read this thing and make sure you get it. I will touch on a couple of things in here that are worth noting. For example, Brightspace grades quizzes. So I'm going to leave those open all semester until week 15. If you find yourself pressed for time in this class, skip the quizzes. If you see a 0 in the gradebook for a quiz, don't worry about it. Just go take the quiz. The 0 will disappear. So quizzes, Brightspace grades them. You take them when you're ready. I will leave them open until week 15. Week 15 I'll close them, then it'll be too late. But 15 weeks should be plenty of time to get my quizzes done, especially since my quizzes tend to be pretty short and they're all multiple choice. Now, written assignments are a little bit different. I have to grade those, and your classmates want feedback and they want their grades. So you will find clearly stated due dates and times on all written work in this class. If you're going to miss an assignment, you have to get my approval in advance. And it's not like I'm going to always grant it. I mean, if there's something legit and you let me know in plenty of time, I can work with you. Now, an assignment is considered missing or late if it's not correctly posted to Brightspace in the right place by the date and time listed in the assignments module. In other words, don't email me your work. I'm not going to accept it that way. Don't try and show up in my office with handwritten work. I'm definitely not going to accept that. Now, I reserve the right to close and begin grading assignments the moment they are due and stick zeros in the gradebook for anything that's not in there. But that's not really how I do things. You've got clearly stated predictable due dates and times throughout the course, but I will leave the assignments open until I get around to grading them. So I reserve the right to not close and grade assignments immediately. So if you miss something, I would say instead of getting all bent out of shape, go back and check. If it's still open, just submit it. It means I will still take it. But once I finally get around to grading, I will close the assignment. At that point, it is too late to get it done and get points for it. You just have to move on, move forward. If you miss an assignment, please don't ask if you can make it up. And please don't send me an email with all kinds of like personal and private details about your life. Keep that stuff to yourself. Don't go putting that out around the internet. Instead, send me a brief email that just says, I missed blank. Tell me exactly what you missed and just ask, can I earn those points on a future assignment? If there is a way for me to get you points without you or me doing any additional work, I will make it happen. Now, that's not always the case, and it's not an entitlement, it's not a guarantee. What I'm saying is, in the rare instance that there is a way that I can get you points for something you missed without making you do more work and without working backwards, I will. So you send me that clear, concise request, and I will be receptive to it. Here's a breakdown of exactly how your grades will be counted throughout the semester. That way there's no confusion. There is an attendance policy. This is an online asynchronous class, so your written work is how I take attendance. So that's stated very, very clearly here. Failure to submit or correctly submit 3 consecutive or 4 total written assignments could result in you being withdrawn for non-attendance. It makes a mess of your financial aid. Then you have to go deal with admin to clear that up. So the best thing is get your written work in on time. Then scroll down here, there's some stuff about academic integrity, diversity, equity, inclusion, the Student Success Center, and academic adjustments. You read that stuff as it applies to you. Let's scroll on up and let's take a look at the course in a little more detail here. So every single weekly module will play out exactly the same, just like a genuine technical writing document. Clarity and consistency and brevity take precedence over all else. And so you'll see every single module begins with some kind of a video lesson, advances into a detailed to-do list, followed by the graded activities for the week. And those graded activities will even play out consistently in the exact same order, generally speaking, a discussion or a written assignment followed by a multiple choice quiz. Let's take a look, and you can see there's a week 1 video lesson here. You watch that when you get a chance. We scroll through using the little gray arrow buttons so we can move chronologically through the course, and you can see there is a detailed list of exactly what you need to get done for week 1. You'll look over everything in the Start Here module, and you'll look over everything in the Course and College Information module, take care of the week 1 discussion, the week 1 assignment, the week 1 quiz, and it's a good idea to install the Pulse app on your phone. That way you can take the course with you. Let's click through. Here's that week 1 discussion, and a great way to get my discussions done is to immediately click on the rubric. I will always give you a very clear, concise rubric letting you know exactly what I expect. For example, for this week, I'm checking to see that you posted something about yourself, either you did or you didn't, and that you posted a reply to someone, either you did or you didn't. It doesn't get any shorter and clearer than that. Notice my steps are laid out very, very clearly in the order that you should do them. It's the first week. Let's keep it easy. Use this form to figure out how to post in and reply to a discussion forum. Step 1, check the rubric. We just did that. Always check the rubric first. Step 2, tell us something about yourself. Make it as long or as short as you want. I just want to make sure that you know how to do a stress-free post. Step 3, after you've posted, come back in here and leave a reply to a classmate. It can be a simple hello. I'm just checking to see that you know how to leave a reply. So the week 1 video will show you exactly how to post a reply, though it is a pretty intuitive process. Notice you can see the due date and time is listed on the assignment, so there's no confusion there. It's listed in the grade book. You can see exactly what it's called, how many points it's worth. Here's your rubric again. We click through with our little gray arrows. Here's your week 1 assignment. An assignment is a little bit different from a discussion forum. So I make an acknowledgement here. The assignment will be located under the discussions section. Step 1, check your rubric. Step 2, submit a readable document with something, anything on it that you're just demonstrating that you know how to use a Brightspace Dropbox. And then in a few days, I'm going to leave you a comment. Make sure and come back in and read it. Let's click on through. Here's your quiz. I'm not going to open this up because it'll show the answers. Not that it really matters. Everybody's going to ace this one. We're just checking to make sure that you understand how to take and submit a quiz. And we click on through. And miraculously, we end up in week 2. And we follow the exact same pattern again. A weekly video, a to-do list, materials that you will need to digest to prep you for the discussion, and it ends on a quiz. So, as I said a few minutes ago, I approach tech writing as sort of a life philosophy of decluttering your mind and your writing. And consistency and brevity are 2 of the best ways to do that. And so you'll see throughout the course, I keep everything very, very short and very, very clear. If you can emulate that in your writing in the coming weeks, keep everything short and very, very clear, I promise you will do well. If you have any questions about anything you've seen in this video or anything you encounter in the syllabus document or elsewhere in this course, come up here to the right-hand corner, click on the envelope, send me an email in Brightspace, and I will do my best to clarify.